Hello everyone, I am Bhavin Gandhi. As a part of PO assignment, I will be presenting the deliver of a knowledge area in detail. But before directly jumping into it, let me explain the POA framework first. The POA framework is designed to help the practitioners to deliver successful products by focusing on key concepts, principles, and practices. Now, this framework is divided in 7 domains. It describes practices, approaches, and techniques within the 7 domains. And these domains are apply foundational concepts, cultivate customer intimacy, engage the whole team, make an impact, deliver often, learn fast, and obsess about value. I will talk about deliver often domain area in detail. Deliver often knowledge area speaks about the agile way delivery of value to the customer. POA practitioner should have customer centric agile mindset for value maximization. Deliver value rapidly and consistently is one of the key agile mindset aspects. Now it helps POA practitioners rally the team to plan, prepare, build, and deliver often. Agile approaches deliver value incrementally by slicing the product into small pieces, prioritizing them by business value, addressing the riskiest items as early as possible, and delivering new items of value frequently. This way, incremental delivery allows for rapid feedback, learning, and adoption. Now, these deliver often knowledge area is having 2 practices: plan delivery and product delivery. We will focus on plan delivery. Agile delivery is a business strategy that creates value through fast feedback and short decision cycles. Agile plan delivery puts the focus on planning and not on the plan. And this planning can be iterative and or adaptive. Now in iterative planning, it prioritizes and refines the work in short cycles. It is designed to provide focus and increase the feedback and learning gained from the stakeholder. While adaptive planning involves a continuous change to long-term plans. Evaluation is used to prioritize and refine the work to be done to deliver the highest value. Incremental delivery allows for rapid feedback, learning, and adoption. Plan delivery contributes to the value focused attribute of an agile mindset by challenging the team to answer how will we know before starting the work. It contributes to a culture of trust and transparency. Now to facilitate plan delivery, the team manages the product backlog, defines the MVP, and plans releases. And these are nothing but the 3 sub-practices under plan delivery practice of deliver often domain. We will talk about manage product backlog. So now manage product backlog is nothing but the list of items required to build a product, and this product is owned by product owner. Now these list of the items are basically requirements which have been generated because of customer, business, or technical needs. At the same time, product backlog is not a dumping ground for every request, an issue log for every submission, or a placeholder for every piece of work that may be considered for a product. In general, the healthy product backlog should be the single source for product requirements. It should list items for 1 or 2 iterations meeting the definition of ready. It should include list of items, one or two iterations that are in refinement. And it should always be prioritized, estimated and sorted. Now these are the characteristics of a healthy product backlog. Now we will see how POA practitioner will help to manage product backlog. As we know, product backlog is owned by product owner. So he understands the importance and value of consistent product backlog management. To have delivery of value, the product backlog continuously receives work, gets refined and delivers the work done. To achieve this, POA encompasses the product work that the product owner does to manage a healthy product backlog. Now to achieve this, he uses various POA domains and techniques to navigate the give and take required for better culture and teamwork. It will lead to better backlog health and ultimately better product delivery. Now to manage product backlog, various techniques can be used like real options, relative estimations, story mapping and value stream mapping. These techniques are as per the agile extension of Babok guide. We will go in detail about relative estimations and story mapping. Relative estimation. The purpose of relative estimation is to make future prediction based on past experience, knowledge, complexity, size and uncertainty required to complete backlog items. In an agile context, estimation is progressive and occurs in alignment with iterations. Initial estimations are not expected to be as accurate as later estimates provided closer to delivery. Estimates provide value to stakeholders by determining cost and effort, establishing the priorities of initiatives, and committing to a schedule. While in relative estimations, stories are analyzed and numeric values are applied to each story as story points. Story points apply a Fibonacci scale to abstract measurement of factors indicative of story size. Relative estimation is based on the team's past experience and will always vary between teams. Story points are usually based on what the team knows about the story in 5 key areas. Those key areas are knowledge, experience, complexity, size and uncertainty. The total number of story points delivered within any given iteration is considered to be the team's velocity, or how much a team accomplished within the iteration. And over several iterations, team will have a better understanding of their actual velocity. Now this helps PO and the team to make future predictions while managing the product backlog. Now the story mapping. So it is used to assist in creating an understanding of product functionality and flow of usage and to assist the prioritizing the product delivery. Basically story mapping or story map is a decomposition technique which allows for the evolutionary understanding of a solution starting with an end-to-end view and drilling down to the detailed user stories. The story map is generally placed on display for the delivery team during the release planning sessions. It is an effective tool to help understand the need while focusing on the highest priority items for analysis. This way, it helps PO and team prioritizing product delivery and creating an understanding of product functionality, the flow of use, and assist with product delivery. In the context of product ownership analysis, practitioners can use this tool to track the flow of PBIs and prioritization of product features. It can also be used as an input to iteration and release planning. It can also be used to plan desired outcomes in different agile horizons. For example, it can be used as a component of the product roadmap, or in the context of planning MVP for the product. Here we can see how story map looks like. So we can see that it provides a visual and physical view of sequence of activities to be supported by a solution. Story maps usually provide a top-down view of PBIs, epics, stories, and steps in delivery horizon. Now these way it can summarize to identify product goals and objectives. In story map, we capture customer activities and goals as relatable stories, and this way it allows the discovery of customers' pain points. The product team uses the story map to get a bigger picture to plan their activities more effectively. Story map is a visual anchor for product teams to track progresses and provide a sense of accomplishment when a story gets delivered. It changes often as the delivery priorities for the PBIs, schedule, or budget change. It also provides several cues for POA practitioners to course correct by identifying gaps in the flow of PBIs. And as far as value is concerned, a story map is an excellent tool to visualize the value for different customer personas versus value delivered. With these, I will end my presentation. If you require any information, you can contact me via email. Thank you.